All right, call the meeting to order. Our dear and most gracious Heavenly Father, we are indeed grateful for the opportunity to gather together here tonight to discuss the city's business. Dear Lord, just bless each one that showed up tonight, and be with each one as they travel home. Get them home safely. Go with us and bless us and forgive us for we fail. In Christ's name we pray.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I'd like to welcome everybody out tonight. As Fred said, I'm on the clock. It's going to be a short meeting. He said. All right.
Mr. Henry Palfrey. Here. I'll note Mr. Clemens absent. Mr. Jim Hindy.
Here.
Mr. Kenny Evanson.
Here.
Ms. Chrissy Hewitt. Here.
All right, constitute quorum. You all should have gotten, or we have the agenda in front of you, and entertain a motion to accept the agenda unless there's something that needs to be added on. Anything? Motion to accept, second by Carissa. All in favor? Motion carries. All right, you should have received by email the minutes from the November 7th meeting. If not, they're on the screen. Let me get to the good stuff. You need to make those clear.
Is the fence over here?
No, it's under construction.
Are they taking that little fence out down by the road that they had up? They cleaned it all out.
I know which one you're talking about, but I'm not sure. But we have the plans up front. After the meeting, if you want to look at the plans, then pull them out. I don't remember. Alright, motion by Jim to accept, second. Second by Jimmy, all in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Alright, nothing for fire tonight. Chief, you've got two things here. You want to explain grant that I said I don't write point for, but that's the paper copy. I would pass that around. I'm sorry, I don't have the link for the website. I'll get that changed. But that's a grant that the police department applied for and received. The Department of Homeland Security grant for weapons.
This,
Yeah. Anything to add on that?
no, sir, I got the copy of it to read it. Pretty self-explanatory.
What are you planning on getting?
Just the AR patrol rifle is what we're gonna go. We'll go with whoever the best bid we can get.
But that just want to apply their efforts for continuing to work for grants and for funding for some of these projects. You have that. Sorry, I can't get it. I'll get the link fixed. The other thing is on November 7th, we received a resignation letter from Officer Little. He's leaving the Parish Police Department to go work for the Sheriff's Department. His last day was actually last Friday. Question on that? Any questions for Chief? All right. I know the water department isn't here, but Joe, real quick. And then talk about a couple times of the meetings with the new radio read system. This is, and I'll try, I only have one. This is the radio read system. This is what goes in the, under the water meters. So this is all the parts of it. That's what all the parts are. This is the battery and the transmitter. This is just a case that holds it together. This is the antenna and the part that comes up above the ground. Of course, this just holds it all together. It's going around. But what they were talking about with the damage to the water meters or the meter readers, these are two that he've already had damage. And this is what happens to them. It just breaks this top part off. This top part here, it just kind of breaks it. This isn't very expensive. It's about 35 bucks. $25 for this housing, and then 10 bucks, believe it or not, for that little screw piece, that little nut.
But if you have 10 break a week,
Right.
it gets really expensive.
The biggest expense is this. Since this radio and this is the antenna and the battery itself, where it fits inside of that, so it sits up in there. If they somehow break this off and it breaks this part, then this has to be replaced. This is for the dual ports. This is a dual port, which means it can do, it can read 2 meters at a time. 2 meters across, between the house. This one radio goes in there, and it services both houses. The duals are $180. If they break this part, you have to buy the whole thing. It's $180 a piece. The single ones are the same thing, except only 1 meter hooks to it. That's what most people have at their house, and those are $125. So I was hoping they would have this at the last meeting, and they didn't. But I wanted to let you see what it actually was. If you guys get to see all of the pieces and parts, we'll show them. But when Jamie's talked about the expense that goes along with these meters, you kind of see what those costs are. Now the top part of it, this part, is pretty much like what the old ones used to be, the touch read, except it sticks up about 1/4 inch higher than the old touch read would split. So snow blades and things like that are probably going to catch those. So when we had the discussion about how we want to cope with the financial aspects of these things getting broken, damaged, I just wanted you to see what all the pieces were. So you can actually see what we're talking about when we talk about having to replace just the top part or the whole radio and what those costs mean. So Jamie just brought those to me today to actually show you these, but we have already, since it's been installed it's been fully installed for a month now, we've already had 2 broken. So Sarah, I don't know if you got to see these, but
What was the deal with the letters? You were sending stuff out?
With the newsletter, letting everybody know times that we are, fragile and don't run over on them, don't scrape on them. But my concern was, is what I told Jamie today, I said, you know, it's not really the mowing season, and it's not snow season yet, and we've already had ceiling
Right.
tore up. So what's it gonna do if we get snow? And instead of 25 a piece plus the shipping, you know, we're almost at, you know, $70 right now, and we're not getting.
And how did these work?
He didn't tell me how those particular ones came over. I don't know.
They were speculating, this one here, come out of Summit, up here at Summit Medical. And because of the way it's plied on the side, they don't know if somebody was kicking at it or if somebody actually tried to pry at it. Because if you look on the edge, it's actually broken right there, so they didn't know if somebody was trying to pry at it. And the other one was from a residence. And I don't think they told me what they thought that one might work. And I think he just said run over it. Run over it, yeah. So they didn't know if somebody was kicking at that one because of the way it's shipped underneath.
It's just food for thought. I mean, have to address this later on. At least you know what the parts are we're talking about. So if we tell you, you know, we had like, we're seeing a rash of these, we had 10 this week that get broke, and we'll have to address this. Be a big thing, but we can't stock 100 of those parts back on the shelf. We can't do that. We stock, I think we're stocking maybe 8 or 9.
I think it's gonna be, probably because he ordered 10, and I think with needing to replace, a couple, so it'll probably be about 8.
I really don't want to stock any more than that on the shelf.
What about what I said at our last meeting, like putting something actually in the paper? Like, notice from the city, blah, blah.
We can do that. If you think that'll be an effective thing, I don't know how many people read the notices. The one thing that to our benefit is that newsletter that we send out, it does at least go to all of the customers that would have a license. At least you know it's in their hand, or whether they read it.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying do it paper instead of the newsletter. I'm saying like put it in paper as well. It's like, I mean, like if it was just every now and then, it really wouldn't be a big deal, but, you know, she's saying, we're not even into snow season or mowing season, and we've already had 2. Like that, what are we gonna do if like snow season comes and we never can push our load and pile, whatever, we get 100, like at a time.
You might get 100 certain tape,
Yeah, exactly.
Better keep it quiet. Well, I just wanted you to know what special license is about. You guys want to talk about that anymore, or I'm not trying to. Just trying to keep the meeting going. We'll talk about it.
Staying on the water department, what's the deal with the water? I can't even brush my teeth.
I had 2 meetings last week with Clint, with Josh, the superintendent of Williamstown, and it is where the lake is turning over, and they're doing several different treatments. They're treating the hydrogen sulfide that's in the water, and it's the byproduct of what we're getting. Now, they say they're flushing their system to work that out. I said, well, we can't flush our system because we have to pay for every gallon of water that we dump on the ground. They did water samples this morning, and they dumped about 50,000 gallons on the ground in order to get good samples and to clean the system out as best as they could. But we can't afford to dump more than we have to clean the system. If we're charged for every gallon.
Just one.
That's all I know. I don't know. I do know that Josh told me that the chemical company representative that was working with them on changing some stuff at the treatment plant, or changing the taste. When he was at the plant, he couldn't taste the metallic taste or anything like that, so they were pretty happy that they got anything in it. Well, he couldn't taste the water, brush his teeth, or anything. that it was so bad. And he wanted to know where that came from, and they told him it came from the same place. So at least the chemical company representative knew what the system was doing, so hopefully we're working it out.
If we were to flush our system, could we just tell people in Williamstown, say, we're flushing the system, we know who you charge for?
I did talk to Mayor Skinner about that, and he didn't see a problem with not billing us for the water that we dumped on the ground. I talked with Jamie today to start recording how much water we're dumping so that we can get that taken off the water bill, but we haven't been doing that yet. We just had that conversation last week, so.
Well, make sure you tell Mr. Skinner that we're doing it. We just don't show up and say, take this off the bill.
Right. Well, yeah, they know we're dumping it, so they have to send more water to us. All right. Did you guys happen to do your street priority list? No.
I didn't have it. I gave you my list a long time ago.
Okay. Have you updated it? Okay. All right. I'll just keep that up there. I gave everybody a list.
You did.
I can get
Know this?
2 months ago. I
Yes,
gave
thank you,
everybody a
Jenny.
list.
Thank you.
Let's get forward to
One
this.
thing I did, I handed it in, well, and, I don't, was I there?
Okay.
Give me another one.
All right. All right. Nothing for planning and zoning parts. Brent, you want to explain this?
So for the code enforcement there, we put some list up there, the active one, which is also on the business page of the website. That's how many active business licenses we have that are active in the system, 476.
I'm not going to get that.
And that lists them all alphabetically. And then the ones that are under review are the ones, it's actually up from what I told you last, since we've had the quarter payroll come in. I think Friday I sent out 30 additional letters for what people had done, paid payroll taxes, but they don't have a business license.
Can you scroll down slowly? I mean, just a little bit slower than that. Okay, stop. Can you go down a little more? Okay, this is a list that has a business license.
They do not have one.
They do not have
No.
one.
It's
Who
the-
sold the shop?
Who did?
Store.
No, yeah.
None of this.
No, Tim is on there because where he works for the post office.
Yeah.
He has to just basically fill the paperwork out. It's free for him. It's just the government won't withhold his payroll tax, so put it in the system separately.
Can you go down a little more?
But that's a total list of all the ones that are in the system and paid on the one page, and then this is all the ones that we know about that have had business licenses before that have not renewed their license. So for whatever reason, they're either not in business or they just refuse to get their license. No, the franchises are a little bit different. You'll see something go on there too.
Is that on the webpage, Jim?
Yes, sir?
Ballpark.
I've not seen that. I didn't,
Yeah, it's on the webpage. It was just put on today.
oh, just today, well, I hadn't looked since yesterday, I think, or this morning, maybe. Oh, okay.
All right, and one thing, I'm going to do this, I'm going to take a break just a second. Can you kill the lights for us? I want to show you guys this. I was really proud. We actually took part, not in the filming of this movie, but I know you've seen the mannequin challenges. Well, this is one that we actually allowed the fire department to participate in. This is telling a story about, well, I won't tell you the story. It will tell itself. in Williamstown. This is an actual thing.
What happened?
If you or someone you know suffers from heroin addiction, don't just stand still. Get help. Make save yours or someone else's life.
I just wanted to show that. There's more to the video. He talked a little bit about it was actually his brother that overdosed. He wanted to take advantage of what's these mannequin challenges, what's kind of popular right now, and kind of use it to tell the story of the heroin epidemic. The sheriff got with me last week and asked me if I thought it would be okay if we let him use our guys and our equipment. And I told him it would be fine as long as what the intent of the video was to try and help with the problem. So they shot that video Friday, and so far today they've gotten. Well, I didn't see the hit count, but it started to take off. Channel 9 did a story about it tonight on the news. So they got about 10,000, 15,000 hits on that video just in the last day.
They did.
That was in Williamstown at the trailer park, Cherry Hill, the very last trailer down.
Well, I'm just saying, was it on the news? Is it going to be on the news tonight?
I thought they said it was going to be on tonight. I don't
Okay,
know.
fine. Channel 9?
You can turn the lights back on if you want. But
Channel 12 is on the, Channel 12 is on the.
well, if you saw what it was, it said heroin epidemic on the screen. So, but something kind of got on the part. Yeah, well. All right, sorry, I just wanted to show you that, a really positive thing that we took place in, to kind of help highlight the epidemic, so. All right, sorry, back to old business. Item 1 is ordinance 823, 2016. It's the second reading. This will constitute a second reading of an ordinance of the city repealing several different previous ordinances, 598, 635, 644, 668, and 763, 2011, and replacing it and enacting an ordinance related to concerning residential solid waste collection removal services, to and for the benefit of the citizens or residents of the city of Dry Ridge, ratifying, confirming, and adopting joint current collective bidding procedures for such residential solid waste collection and removal services, and the due acceptance of the offer to bid for public service for such residential solid waste collection and removal services for and within the city of Dry Ridge, enacted and paid by residents of the city of Dry Ridge for such residential solid waste collection and removal services. The one thing I will add that it is the exact as the previous ones, other than we added the rate increase to $9.50. And then we added Article 4, which is identical out of the same thing right out of the water bill that gives the 10% penalty. So those penalties can apply to the trash as well as to the water in the sewer. All right, so that constitutes a second reading. Is there, we need a motion to accept that ordinance. Motion by Kenny, second by Sarah. Is there any discussion? All right, can I have a roll call vote, please? I'm sorry.
Mr. Kenny Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Jim Henry?
Yes.
Mr. Bud Money?
Yes.
Ms. Joni Coffey? Yes. Ms. Sarah Cummings? Ms. Carissa Jewett?
Yes.
All right, that ordinance will pass. The second order of business, old business, is the business license. As I kind of explained a little bit in the email, I know what the business license ordinance says, that as soon as they hit the 15-day mark, they get the $50 fine, and then they get the $100 fine. What I wanted to ask council was if the council was fine with us using some discretion in applying those fines. I think the intent really is to get people to comply with the business license, not really to balance the books on the fine part of that. I think it's fine that we use the fine portion to continue to get people to pay it, but I wanted to make sure that the council was all right if we used a little bit of discretion on the time frames of getting people to get into compliance, as long as they're getting into compliance. If you don't want to, that's fine. We'll enforce the ordinance strictly as it's written.
So you don't want a penalty?
No, it's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is we're finding places that they're telling us that they didn't know they needed to get it. This isn't the hair shop places. But when we find places that are telling us that they didn't know they needed to get, we want to have the ability to say, okay, you weren't on the system beforehand, you may not have gotten it. We want to have some abilities to waive the fine so long as we're getting the business license. So, I'm not saying that we have to. I'm just saying bit of discretion.
Just this year.
Yeah, probably this year. See, everybody's going. For next year, moving forward, they're gonna be in the system. They're gonna get the notification. There's no question about it. But this is kind of a transition period where it was never been enforced. Now we're enforcing it. We're getting really good compliance from it, but there are some sticklers out there that, as you saw from that list, that still haven't got the licenses. But I'd rather get them to pay the business license and start playing ball than to argue about $100 late fee.
So has anybody paid the,
Yes, there have been
Right.
some that have paid the fees to get their license.
late fee?
Mhm.
So what do you do about them?
Yeah, we must do it.
You know that if they catch wind that, oh, well, this one didn't have to pay late fee, they're gonna go back here and knock on the door.
Even if you don't, it's not right.
Yeah, I know that, it's not
One
right.
and not the other, so if
Okay.
you're gonna use your discretion and waive the fines for this one, then we need to go back to the refund, everybody gets paid that fine.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to bring it to you because I know this was some of the concerns of the people was just use some discretion, so I wanted to bring it to you and ask you. And
Now, those people, are those the ones that like didn't get information because they started their business in maybe July or August?
some of those are them, some of them may be like at the antique mall, where they rent out space to sell. Those folks didn't know about it. Peak Mall didn't have the license. I'm just picking on them. That's just one example of what that. Because they've got businesses inside there that may or may not have known that they should have gotten it. And those are the ones I'm more interested in getting them to get a business license than I am worried about paying $100 fee
Okay, so.
to get their license.
Okay, so just to use that for an example, say you sent a notice to the antique mall, but you didn't put a notice to each individual vendor.
No, I see the problem with it. I really do.
No, I'm asking, is, so whenever we send out that notice, we send it to the antique mall, but each individual vendor did not get that notice, right? Okay, so I would understand waiving the fee or fine for somebody who we did not send a notice to, right?
Right.
But if we sent it, like, for example, I'm not gonna use an example, but we know, if we send it and they say, oh, I didn't get it, that's different than us not sending it at all. Because that's making them pay a fine for something that we have rights that they didn't know about. That just, it would make sense to me that we would fine them for something that they weren't even made aware of.
After the letter, that's safe from that on. Systems go.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
I just wanted to clarify on how you wanted me to, or how you wanted us to enforce this. So, that'll work. Thank you very much. All right.
So what was the decision?
Enforce the ordinance as it's written. All right. Moving into new business. Discuss two matters. 68. KRS 68-810, subsection 1, or section 1, subsection C, discussion of proposed pending litigation, and subsection F, discussion of hearing which may lead to appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an individual employee member or student without restricting the employee's member right to a public hearing if requested. Motion by Jim, second. Second by Kenny. All in favor? All right.
6:30?
We're done.
6:33, almost, but
Don't get too happy yet.
I guess we are. I guess.
Don't get too happy, Fred. Don't get too happy.
I just want, you want to see the letter?
I never even seen it.
I mean, it came straight to him.
I can't talk like that.
What one?
No, sorry.
Say close your eyes. Open your mouth.
Oh, no, that's not pop. I don't like them back. You don't need them, that's like that for me, was it?
Good.
I'm going to get me up.
Right there. Made it.
I haven't read nothing, but I've never seen it. They say
Not paying
still
attention to you,
changes.
buddy.
Oh no.
Pending litigation.
Not really.
Many here, was it? Me and you and Judy.
And that other guy.
And that other guy. And that other guy.
Let's see what the update is. Maybe we can avoid it the week. Resident area for 1 year.
Her birthday's on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, should be residents of the city for a period of
Birthday's
1
on
year
Thanksgiving
prior to
Day.
the appointment of the board.
Gobble, gobble. You got turkey instead of
9 bacons.
And Clint,
Yeah, give me 9 sweet potatoes.
Or the, copy number you
On
want?
your birthday.
And I need to speak up.
Wow.
200 space C.
Magic 8 ball.
All one of those?
You know I put torture.
I didn't know they still had those.
They have them at Sega Lot.
Do it?
Oh,
You want one of those, huh? Is that all you want? That's pretty easy. Magic 8 ball. Who wants a magic 8 ball? Will you bring it if you get it for your birthday? You bring it to the next meeting. I want to see it.
pretty good YouTube.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Dang, I thought they all died.
Me too. I forget to think it was real. Looks pretty real to me. It could
Yeah.
happen very easily.
What was that for?
Stay away from
Round up,
drugs,
Rick.
that's why.
You round up everybody on the damage in the
Why?
sidewalk, you got
Yeah, we got 5
Why
of
stay
them.
away from
Uh-huh.
drugs?
Yeah.
got all of them.
They kill you. You don't ever take drugs.
I don't know what drugs are.
Yeah, they
Good.
got, I haven't got any parents that
Armed
can
with drugs
do anything, right?
gets in your system.
Well,
You don't want to do that.
Have you said you were checking with the
Cost
vandalism insurance or something, was it gonna do anything, or?
You just have to have her. And then sometimes
I don't know.
give 2 months and then it'll
Not,
kill you.
not covered.
If you don't get it, then you go into
So what are you,
kinds of.
gonna try to repair it or something, or just,
Yeah.
can they skim over it, or what if you skim over it or something, it's
It was
gonna,
gonna
it'll
cost
flake
us,
off?
it was gonna cost us almost as much to do that as it would be just repair
I'm
it.
gonna build a house.
Because they'd have to grind it down so far and then do more, but it was,
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be a good fix over time, it'd get a little freezing and thawing, and it'd be flaking off. So what do you do with juveniles like that, nothing, you just spank their hands, or you can't put them in detention or in there?
Charge them up and see what the court wants to do with it. Probably never, you never get any money out of them.
Huh?
Probably never get any money out of them.
Right.
They'll try, I guess.
Give them some community
Like
service.
me.
Kate Parking's painted again. You can probably watch.
I just think we said it's last on, you make them run in and pick up
Right,
and one of these cigarette butts in the park every day for about 4 hours.
You probably get some community service out of it.
I think if anything, they can do that at least.
The big bridge.
Well, I know
Yeah.
before Jimmy took an air, he was down there
What's
cleaning
it called
up
that?
spray paint and all that stuff in the skate park. Go down there and clean stuff up.
Oh. Up there by Moorhead.
Oh, Moorhead. Oh, Clay Bridge.
No. There.
Well, when you redo it, then
Yeah,
somebody
other
be,
ones.
when I guess, gonna have to be standing guard till it sets up, huh?
See all the trees.
Well, I tell you, it's a shame anymore, but
Apparently, well, then he stayed down there until it got sort of hard. That's the reason he did it, like when he stepped on it, didn't go all the way through. It was like hard, but it just it wasn't.
Yeah.
Uh-huh,
It was just one of those things.
yeah.
Happy birthday.
You're gonna be 9 years old, I just.
Has the drug traffic slowed down any in the park, Rick, or are they still doing a lot
Hey,
of?
buddy.
I guess it's probably about the same.
Not the same, just changed to
Just change.
meth now, huh?
Different people.
Same people.
Well, different ones.
Never seen your dog.
Wow.
Hit and miss on
I've
that.
been talking about it for a
You
while.
can't seem to
I've never seen your
catch
dog. Do you
the,
get
can't
out
seem to
walking?
catch the suppliers and stuff,
Oh,
or?
you won't catch any suppliers out here, they ain't done got any money.
Or about
They just got enough to
A
buy what
year
they
and I have never
use,
seen
and
that
that's
dog?
about it.
Oh, you must keep him in hiding.
Yeah, he's a hider.
So you don't, they're not buying and selling down there, they're just using, or is that what you're
Oh,
saying?
They'll sell a little bit to their friends and stuff, but it won't be nothing like,
Nothing amount to much.
and they can't afford the big loads.
$9.
Oh,
That's
well,
the
How can you
problem.
have him a year if you only
They
have
sell
nine?
enough just to support their
Oh,
own
we got
habit.
them really
First of spring?
so do you,
young, June.
can you investigate some of them? I mean, when you know there's some of the known users, can you investigate, see if they're packing some stuff on them or something?
Yeah, if we get something on them, you know, we
There's
can
the,
get for possession, probably can't get it for trafficking.
I designed all
We can get
this.
it for possession, and charge them with that.
Look, I can do
Trafficking's
it.
got a little bit higher standard.
Right, they're pretty sneaky with that.
Unless you're a kid, you know, it's
Yeah,
hard.
usually they'll make a stupid mistake somewhere along the line, you know?
You're not wrong. They're not buying nothing.
No, I never did.
They're not.
Sometimes.
You get in big trouble.
Some of the people, I guess the neighbors that live around the lake or and the loud music, is that actually a fact, or are they
You
just
know,
digging up
if
something
you read all
that's
that,
about, or?
if you read all that stuff, and, but you know what? They never call. Can't find one
Oh, they get
complaint.
on Facebook.
Yeah, let's
complain
get on
about it.
Facebook and whine and cry and blah, 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 but when you go check into it, nobody ever calls dispatch, no reports ever made, nothing. So I don't know why they ain't picking up the phone instead of the
Yeah,
computer.
right, right.
If you can't address something, we don't know nothing about it.
I know there's a lot of voice on Facebook about it, you know, or not a lot, several, you know.
I just think it's people that just bitch and
Chronic complainers about
exactly.
something.
We're trying to
No, they
go.
have some glasses. These are cool glasses.
Okay.
Can you put the glasses on top of that?
No. Because you can't see through the glass. So,
Talking about that, about that
those
other
are
mall
my
out there,
glasses.
Brent,
Yes, sir.
if a lot of those people come and go, I mean, you're talking about a small business or whatever, I mean, they may be there a couple months or, and sell their wares, and then they're done, you know, and then somebody else takes that spot. That is kind of a,
Well,
that particular deal there is kind of a tricky,
it is, and some of them are, but like, most of them on the list are all businesses that are mobile. Like the one company on there is Gateway Tire, and I know they deliver to Tire Discounters, to Greg. They deliver, but
no, I'm talking about the
Oh, yeah,
outlet,
just-
the antique mall.
yeah, where they're in and out, it's like a flea market. So yeah, it is tricky.
But I mean, they could be there a couple months and sell their,
Well, half the time they're not even there. They come in, they set up their stuff, and
Oh, yeah,
then
and then he
price it,
takes
and
the-
he
he
takes
takes
it
the
on
money
and
and-
splits it out.
right.
So yeah, it is a little tricky.
Yeah, that's what I say, that's, and the fact that if they bought an annual license, they may be there they may be there 2 months or 3 or whatever, and then
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like a case where I had talked to Gary out there about taking a lot of the dishware, glassware and stuff of my mother's and set up out, until it was sold. And I mean, obviously, I would pay whatever's supposed to be paid, but still, if you bought an annual license and you sold everything out that you intended to sell in 2 or 3 months, and then you close up shop, or whatever,
Well, and I've talked to some of the businesses we haven't had trouble with them, is they change addresses and don't tell us. But apparently, in the second letter, it got forwarded to their new one.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, okay, yeah, we'll take care of it, it's whatever. But for some reason, it didn't happen. So people change addresses and don't tell us. So that's, I can't help it, you can't keep up with stuff.
Right. Well, I guess his new renters out there would be up to him maybe to tell them that you.
Well, see, and that's one of the hard parts.
Space costs so much money, and then you've got to buy a license.
And that's like one thing. When a new business comes in, it takes up a shop, goes into a building. We know because they'll come up and get a water license. Or get utilities. Well, out there, the company, the Wellington or whatever it is, he pays for one hookup for everybody.
Right. So you don't know who's coming and going.
Right. So we don't know.
That'd be pretty tricky to.
It is. Well, it's the same way at Walmart and stuff. You never know who's delivering. It could be one semi today and another company tomorrow. They never drink any food. All of them is the same. But just try and work with them and do what we can.
Right.
It's like a pile.
But anybody that, I just noticed a few, I'm going to study that tonight or tomorrow or something, whatever. But like I just noticed there for one, with the Terminex, where they come and do your annual inspections
they go to my
and
house.
stuff.
They come to mine.
They come to mine, and Judy's on we both got the annual service.
See, I've sent letters, but we don't do it certified because it costs $7 a letter. And I can't do certified. I sent out 7 of them, I sent out 30 letters between Friday and today. So if you take that times 7, it's $210 or whatever.
Right,
so,
for certified letters,
Yeah, so we'll just send it notified and go on. Some of them I'm getting slips too, so I know, but.
That the city employees can, if they see someone, they can ask to see their license.
That's the way it's wrote up, I believe.
That's what I thought. Okay, so like if a city employee saw a Terminex truck sitting in a resident's driveway, knowing that they're not there visiting, whatever, they're there on business, because they couldn't ask for a, of course, there again, those people that go out, I mean, there might be 50 different ones, there's all of them carrying a duplicate copy of a city license, so.
I know Amy's asking.
Terminex could have a license, but does each individual truck that comes around?
Well, we've told them what they need to do is make a copy.
That's what I was saying.
And carry it in their truck, because part of the ordinance does state that they do have to present a copy of their business license when asked.
Okay.
If not, they can be fined for not having their business license accessible.
So when some of you see a vehicle sitting in the driveway of a residence or something, I guess you could ask to see their.
I've done it before. There's one of the trucks, one of the guys that delivers stuff. I sat at Sable Lot probably 10 or 15 minutes waiting for him to come out so I didn't go inside and bother him, get him right inside. But yeah.
Trying to use a little finesse about it. But he didn't have any documentation.
No, he didn't. I gave him a notice and gave him so many days, and they went past. I went back to him, and the guy driving, he's real nice. He called his boss, said, "Hey, they're taking your hearing, tow my truck." So he was giving his boss an L, but yeah, he was fine. Whether he understands, he goes, "I'm only here." He goes, "The company knows what my route is. They know exactly when I'm here, when I'm not, how long it takes me." But he goes, "Yeah, I talked to one of the other guys, and they said they don't take it out." I said, "Really?" So I come back, looked it up, and we'll send them a letter. So. As I say, I'll probably come back on the company and whatever.
Of course, as you mentioned a while ago, about the lawn mowing, that season's done now, but
They'll start doing snow.
there's a lot of, some of them will, but
What about this one?
a lot of them just do just do lawn care, you know.
Surprisingly, them and the contractors, it's the bigger companies I'm having problems with.
Oh,
It's not the middle guys that are down here, just, those contractors or those yards. They're like, okay, yeah, we'll come take care of it. Most of them live there at the beginning. It's the larger companies like the people that deliver cars to piles. There's two companies that I've caught out there. Likens Fuel, or Likens Energy Solutions, whatever it is.
Likens, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I sent them letters and can't get no response back, so I guess next time I see a truck, I'm gonna have to be given a little piece of paper.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're always out here with their transport trucks, you know,
Well, I emailed one, I mailed one out to Marathon Petroleum. It's a blue truck, it's a semi. They deliver to Speedway and a couple of other places. Well, she called me from Speedway, she was like, this here, she got an number, you're fine. But she don't accept corporations, you don't have to have a loading and unloading license. She's like, okay, just want to make sure that some of them are fine, some of them, like,
So
whatever.
did they respond, or?
Yeah, they sent their stuff in, yeah. Hello.
Those sending units, are those batteries, are they, what am I trying to say? Charged by the sun?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
I'll say, I don't think they are. I want to say, I think they said they were lithium ion, and they got
I think that's like,
10 or 15 years.
Oh, is that right? That
I
long?
think it is.
because there's nothing on there for solar.
Solar, is what I couldn't
Yeah.
think of the word I was looking for. Yeah, I didn't know whether they were or not. Okay, now with that antenna effect or whatever there, what if grass mowing, of course the meter head should set down just a bit lower than that. If you get a lot of grass clippings over top of it, it'll still pick up all that.
It'll do, because I know they talked about snow, it'll do up to like.
Well, snow, I was thinking more like grass catching, grass, when you're mowing, and if you
Well, I
didn't
think
sweep that thing off, it would.
Yeah.
It's got a pretty good read because when we do them, when we read here, there's a bunch of them in this area that will pick up from the city building.
Oh, okay.
As soon as I
So
flip it on and
But
they
I'm
hit
saying
the
though, if they
button.
were
But that doesn't-
camouflage or
Yeah,
whatever with
they
the
don't have
grass
to be in a
clippings
direct
or
light.
something like that.
They don't have to be in direct sight. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, cause I think he said 8 inches of snow can be piled on top of it and it still works. So I figured grass clipping, like
Yeah.
that.
But the grass mowing people, and of course Judy has someone mow her yard and Greg's group mows my yard. And
Yeah, it won't
But
hurt
they
it
need
at all.
to straddle them though. You don't want to run over them with the wheels of a big zero turn mower or something.
Yeah. Because I can definitely see it being expensive. Yes, sweetie.
I know. Charlie horse in my arm.
Charlie horse in your
You
arm.
know why? Because this thing.
Cause you're
You've been sitting there,
Oh, is it in your wrist?
because you've been sitting there holding that too
You're sitting
long.
there holding that,
Kinda.
Like right there?
you're holding that,
Put pressure on it. Put pressure on where the knot, can you feel a knot like where it is? Just push on it.
squeeze it down.
Just kind of
Well,
push
that's hard
on
as
it
a rock.
and it will help it start.
Playing on that volleyball.
Volleyball.
I know it hurts, but
Can you wiggle your hand any?
it's just hard as a
Do it
rock.
like this. Do it like this. That'll help release it. Can that help release, helping any? It will. It'll help release that pressure in your arm.
Well, Brent, what do you do about those people then out there like that obviously they didn't get a letter, didn't know anything about it, maybe they just moved in a month ago to sell something out there at the antique mall, I mean, do you charge them
No, they'll get a letter telling them they're in violation. They'll have a certain amount of time to get into
okay,
compliance.
so you don't go back and charge them
No, because they weren't there.
$200
Right,
fine
so
or
they'll
whatever?
have,
Yeah, good, that's
they'll
good.
have 15 days to get into compliance. If
I
they're
just
not in
couldn't hear all
compliance,
of what they
then-
were saying there.
Yeah.
But as far as going back to these other people that paid, like someone we were talking about the other day, I mean, they knew, they just were being
It was the
bullheaded.
same
Now
thing.
you're going, I wasn't in agreement to give them people back
So from the time
their
that you
penalty money.
know,
They knew, they just,
yeah, The time starts from the time that you're aware that you have
Well,
to get
the
it.
one was saying that she didn't get a letter and all that, you know, but. And what I can see in that would be, if you started giving money back to people that already have paid, how many more is gonna come forward saying, oh, I never did get a letter either, give me my money back, you know? So, it could turn into a,
No, there's some that could say that, and there's others that we know for sure that they got stuff, or that, because my thinking on is, if you had a license last year, you know you have to get one this year.
right,
And the one that some of them we had, well, I
New
didn't know,
businesses.
they're like, well, I didn't know, we're like, yeah, you did, we've had phone calls, you've been told,
yeah.
so.
Well, we had so many people though that came that just saw it in the paper and that had never had business licenses before. I had contractors coming out of the woodworks.
Oh, after it was in the paper?
Mhm.
Is that right?
Yes, I had people
So
who
that
never
article,
had stuff
that
and they
article
were,
was, paid off then?
yeah, right after it was in June, they were all coming in
You
taking
want that?
advantage of the discount. So we had bunches.
No, I was thinking of the article that Jim put in the Grant County News week before last.
No, this is the
The
very
explanation
beginning.
of the, oh, you're talking about the one that where you posted the,
Yeah, back in June.
in June, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And Ryan did that great big article on the front page where we changed everything and did
Right,
all that.
I remember that, but
We
I
had
was
a-
talking about the one the other, week before
Yeah.
last paper.
No, because everybody's, people have already got their
Finally
licenses.
finally come through, yeah. And I can see where that's gonna be a little bit of a deal out there at the Antique Mall, and people. Well, that one,
Yeah.
you know. I think that's fair, as long as they didn't have to pay a 6-month
Does that be
delinquency.
retail out there?
It is, yeah, and the thing we have to find out is, are they doing consignment or are they doing sales? Because to me, if they're doing consignment, they don't necessarily need a business license. If I'm just giving you my stuff for you to sell for me,
And then take a rake off of it and give me the
yes,
rest.
to me, that doesn't need a business license. But if I'm selling my stuff, if I'm
Well, I
running
thought
my
that's what he
business-
did, Amy, I thought he did.
See, that's what we kind of need to get
Well,
some.
see, he charges, see, I asked him about it, again, about some of my other stuff, about taking it up. And there was a flat fee per month, whatever, and then plus a percentage of what you
He gets
sold.
a percentage.
Huh?
He gets a percentage of what
Right.
they sell?
Yeah, because to me,
He gets-
he's
he gets
doing,
a-
he's doing
Yeah, he gets, well,
rentals.
that's the way he presented it to me.
Yeah. Because if he's doing booth
It was
rentals,
like, I forget now even how much the monthly was, but, I decided I wasn't gonna do it, but anyway, it was so much a month plus, like, it was like 7% or something of what you
so to
sold.
me, that's not true consignment. Consignment is you go in and you leave it with them and they take care of doing the
Okay.
sale.
So when he's charging a
Booth
booth rental,
rental,
Right.
that's
it's a
doing
business.
retail sales,
Okay.
yeah.
That makes sense.
If he was doing all the work, you just took him your stuff, and
Yeah.
then he calls you and goes, hey, that's consignment, you
Right,
know, but
right,
if he's doing other
That
than
makes sense.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Whew. So I gotta get Chris to figure out about that payroll.
Yeah.
Because tax change. Trash.
Yes.
Put up in, we do have the rules, so we find out.
Yes, I just don't know if that would have to go into effect the first of the year.
Well, I was just wondering for, like, how this is and stuff, for us to
But
go.
if they have to give us a list, you can't get the demo.
I just emailed him again and say, hey, I
Good.
need this list.
Oh, I got this thing.
Now, what do you do about yard sales? That's when you buy your permit, aren't you
There's no,
allowed?
they need a
What happened?
permit, but there's no fee for the permit.
For how many
For
a
a
year?
yard sale, I think it's
I
two.
thought it was 2 a year.
Two or
Two
three, yeah,
things on
yeah,
there.
at one residence. They need to come in and get one, but there's no fee for it.
You need to get one?
You need to get a permit, but there's no fee for a yard sale.
Well, I was in violation when I saw my other stuff. I didn't get
No,
it. I
I
didn't
was
get
gonna say, how many people are, but I.
Yeah.
Well, we ran a yard sale, and Judy pretty much ran it, but, and well, both of us worked at it pretty hard, but Judy did a lot.
That's
But
easy.
anyway, we did it for 2 weeks. And my mother's out there. And
I'm not really too worried about enforcing the yard sale. I think it would be bad when it starts just sitting up all the time. Like if
Yeah,
there's
like,
just
yeah.
stuff sitting out,
2 or 3 times a month having a yard sale.
well, even just a constant,
Oh,
you know, I have more things to worry about than
see,
just putting up a
Junior,
yard
we
sale.
could've got arrested. And
See, that's the thing, it costs us money to give it a yard sale permit. It costs money for us to do the yard sale permit. It costs nothing. It costs us because she's got to put it in the computer, she's got to print it, she's got to make the thing up and give it to you. So I mean, there's probably 30 minutes doing that, so there's 30 minutes per time she'd be doing something else.
Right. Well, neither one of us want to do another yard sale. We had enough yard sale with all that stuff in my mother's. But, we sold all of the yard sale stuff. I've got a lot of good glass bar stuff that I've still got, you know, just not sure what I'm gonna do with it, you know. Definitely not gonna throw it away. And it's not yard sale, it's not $2 items, you know.
It's a shame you can't find somebody who would be willing to buy it from you.
Right.
Have you tried that antique wall down on Mall Road?
Yeah, there was a, she had a cherry bedroom suit, a complete cherry bedroom suit that was her father's. Beautiful furniture, beautiful. And I called the guy, and he first said that.
I'm beating you by one.
And he never did.
And when is your time?
Anyway, long story short, he looked at the merchandise. He wanted to
Oh
steal
my
it.
gosh.
And I'd already had some pretty good idea what it was worth, and he was within about 30% of that, so I figured he'd want to steal it, take it down there, you know. And so I wound up cutting a deal with Mr. and Miss Whaley when they bought the house, and she fell in love with that bedroom.
Take your spot.
And so it worked out good, didn't have to move it, didn't have to do anything, you
Because
know.
those things aren't like.
Right, didn't have to do anything, we negotiated the price along with the house, and leave it there and be done with it, you know.
It's still 4 to 4,
Didn't take a
but
chance on scratching something or damaging something and all that, you know.
oh! Smell that victory.
Oh, a tie.
Thank you.
Why did all that happen?
Alright, you go.
Excuse me. Well, how that happened?
Ha Oh! 5 to 6. Wait.
Guess you got your bike all put away for the winter now. Did you get to ride much this year? Too busy, huh?
Well, between being busy and then it was just, when we weren't busy, they'd turn off cool, be raining.
Yeah.
There were so many
Yeah.
weekends that it rained on us that,
Yeah, we had,
5 to 6.
When I put mine away, I keep my starting mileage for the year. We rode 5,152 miles. That's what we rode this year. But, of course, we got the time, with both of us retired, you know. But then, there was several, like you said, there were several different times that we would have rode, but it was either raining or fixing to or something, you know.
It always
I'll come
seemed
home in the rain, but I'm not gonna leave in the rain.
yeah, there were several times that, we'd plan on
Yeah,
bowling
that's
all week and
Yeah.
then rain
Yeah.
on the
Keep doing the
weekend.
same
Right,
thing.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So when we bought a small little camper for our anniversary to start
Except
going
that
someplace
one.
on the weekend
Oh,
and
yeah.
take the bike and take my grandkids with us and stuff. And we took it a couple of times, but we didn't have a good place to unload it. You know, 'cause we had
Do it!
no, we just put it in the back of the pickup truck.
Oh, I thought you couldn't make it.
Yeah, no, because at my house, we have a good hill that we
okay.
can load it
You
on,
can load
but
it.
whenever we would get someplace, you know, it's real hard to take, they're so heavy coming down ramps
Right.
that it's hard to
Right,
do.
exactly.
So we went twice and had a hard time getting it
Get it
unloaded.
unloaded,
Mhm.
Oh,
So,
Yeah, and you get one over center on one of them ramps, it's gonna fall over, you know, you can't hardly hold it.
mm-mm. And we like taking our bike, my little dog likes to ride with us.
Oh,
you
yeah?
know? Yeah, and so it's nice to go camping, because we can take the bike and go exploring and stuff, but it's hard when you can't find a place to.
Now, where do you haul the dog at?
I hold him.
I'll be darned.
He has little goggles and a little helmet,
Oh,
and he has a little pouch, and he just sits right up here in my lap, and he just loves
I wish
it.
we could take a picture of that. We were down once one night at Best Buy, this guy had a trike. But the front of it, I guess part of the price was also getting fixed or something. He comes along with his old dog, picks it up, has a seat behind his, and he sits it on in, has goggles and a helmet set on. He and everybody, he pulled out the front part, went back over the stairs, and there was no kid over there looking at it.
Yeah.
It was just, he was, I don't know what it was, it was just fun.
When I first saw them do that down at the Bike Week in Daytona, you know, and he said, I said, well, I wonder how they keep them goggles on a dog and when you wanting to tear them off, you know, and all that, you know.
Yeah.
They
Once
don't.
my little guy, once I get it on him, he's set, he's good to go, and he knows he gets ready to get on the bike,
And
and,
they knows that's part of it.
Oh, man.
yep.
Yeah.
Now, he doesn't like to sit between me and my husband, I have to hold him over on the side, because he wants
You
to
want to
see.
see what, yeah,
Yeah, he wants to
gotta
see
see what's
everything.
You
going
can sit
on.
between, just a little bit higher.
Yeah.
More
Look on this
time.
side, he'll look
Wait,
on
you're
this side.
missing on one.
Sometimes he will come between, and he'll put his paw on
That's what you did the first one.
Yeah,
Let's get him quicker.
that's good.
We've had videos to stop us from putting.
Oh, man, we're
Another
tired.
time, huh?
We're
I don't
tired.
know what made it. I think the dog's helmet there, the hat, it was like a jester's. Like it was multicolored. Like it was red and yellow, and just
Oh.
one of those like beanie capture. I don't know.
I have to take Joe's helmet off sometimes, because
Oh,
he's so little peanut head,
Oh,
and the
let's
wind
see.
back on me.
Four.
Yeah, so sometimes I'll take it off and just make him leave his
How
goggles on.
about that?
Yeah.
He's not allowed to ride without his goggles, because
Alright.
I get mad when I see people letting have their dog hanging out the window of their car,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you don't know all the debris
You had that.
that gets in their eyes
Yeah,
and all
right.
this stuff, and
You had 3 ways.
Yeah.
You had 3 ways. I'm just beating you about. Ha! 2 ways.
You missed it.
here, Gary, this is my little dog. This is how little he is.
Oh.
This is us.
I didn't miss it, you mean?
So that's how little he is.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So we had been out on the bike
Beats me by 3.
Huh?
and took his stuff off. We were over at Butler State Park
Yeah.
and up there at the lookout and stuff, and
Don't worry
so
about
he
you.
gets off the bike and he takes his stuff off and
Good.
who cares? That's how little he is. He's a,
How little?
oh, I'm sorry, hold on.
Not you.
Don't worry about me.
What are you doing?
Oh my
Face
gosh.
rubbing?
He's a little bitty guy.
Yeah.
You step on him.
Huh?
Looking at my
You can bring in that
Oh,
thing,
my
you
chart.
can introduce the pain line.
So did you get your?
Oh, why? That's on, it's on why.
Yeah.
Yeah, Piper. I was gonna say pigeon or something, but.
What?
You never did
Yeah,
that.
he thinks he's as big as Cash. He thinks that he
could,
Oh,
you know.
Oh, put the wrong button.
He's strong. He can run and jump and have to stay up and he'll hit you like right here.
Okay, let's try to get a wing win.
I got a message that I had.
So bad about when he sits on Gary's lap.
I got a
Take off.
message. Update on here. I was trying to figure out what
All objective to doing. He comes around, he's like,
Still
right,
eating boundaries.
bam, I was like,
was
oh.
on there. Hey, I didn't see that.
But I'll usually see him coming, I sort of turn my hip and like, do it. But just hitting you right here, still enough to almost knock your other one down. Just him on the steroids and he's young.
Oh, win by 10. I'm beating
Balls
you.
are about this big.
No, I seen something on there.
Like I said, he's only 9 pounds.
Oh,
But
that's that
you
invitation.
ever tried like a high heel? You know, it's like the smaller, the harder it hurts, so when he jumps on you, it's not, it's like a little push, like he likes to give you a hug, and I'm like, move, pushing in my ribs.
Did you watch the ball game last night? Kentucky?
You know, I'm not a
Oh, you're not a-
basketball fan.
Oh, okay.
I'm both.
Did you watch Brett?
No, I didn't.
I watched
Did you
it
see
till
the Bengals
halftime.
game?
It was about 25 or 30 points ahead at halftime. I said, that's enough, you know. I'd be glad when they start playing somebody that,
No.
the Michigan game wasn't too bad, but
Just go.
those other
I'm
games
going there
have been
anyway.
Oh, you are?
one win by 50
Nice
points, you
job.
know.
Yeah, I never have been able to get into basketball. I don't know why. It just, even when I was younger.
I'll be darned, you
It
like
just-
football,
I like football.
See, I'm the other way around. I wouldn't walk through that door into that room to watch football. I mean,
Yeah,
I just
I
don't
just-
care a thing in the world about football.
I think I think it's because I don't maybe understand it so
Well,
much.
that's the way I am with football. I
You know,
don't,
it's like, okay, I understand why, and, you know, having to go across the line and all that stuff and getting it, but I'm like, you barely know
Ah,
about it.
made
You get
it.
called for
Yeah.
this or that, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
let
Well,
it play.
a lot of that all depends on some of these real over-aggressive referees that won't let them play, you
Yeah, you
know.
know, I don't
Well,
understand
I mean, you
why.
can't let them tear their head off, but every time they bump into each other, you can't
Yeah.
be calling foul either, you know.
Yeah,
Do it. Oh, this is fun.
and I kinda like the
That happens,
aggression
I mean,
of,
that happens in high school, or, I mean,
Yeah, and I just,
you'll
you
have, you'll have an over-aggressive referee that, you know, just ruins the game, really,
Yeah.
won't let them play, you know.
and I do kinda like it in football when you get to hit somebody.
Yeah, I do
And
too.
Bengals had a rough time this weekend.
Yeah, they did.
That one's gonna be out the rest of the year.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't think their season, he's one of their top.
Yeah. They said one had a hamstring, but the other one was, whatever, he's gonna be out for the year. I read
You got
today,
that one?
the rest of the year.
You know, it's kinda
I tell you,
strange
that's
how
a,
you can have a whole team and they kind of pivot on one or two players, you
Yeah.
know, with that many players, you'd think that they would all be able to make up for it, but
right.
What was that big?
Mm.
Why was it nobody showed up tonight? No firemen or water or no?
well, they give all their reports at the first of the month,
Oh,
so
so there really wasn't anything?
yeah, and it helps save me money, so I'm paying overtime.
Oh, they get paid for their meetings.
Mm.
Well, I
You got
in the
that.
water district,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that the fire.
Well, because he's a 40-hour employee,
Oh, so
so
Rodney gets-
either he has to come in late and miss out on part of what he's doing, or, you know, because he's still active, so he still goes on runs and everything, so he still gets, now, and Rodney's really good. He does try to adjust off his time, but when he gets called on runs and stuff, you
Yeah.
know, it makes it hard. So.
Right.
So if it's not anything pertinent that they have to be here, it's, you know, I don't have to pay them.
locals that probably not coming back anymore over the street deal down there.
Oh,
Heard some background noise on that, but they come up and visit my mother up in rest home, because they just live next door.
Haha, blocked you.
And
No!
They won't be doing anything anymore. It's like, that's nobody else, you know, like, well, we're gonna put them in a bind, there's nobody else.
Oh, you done messed up there.
Some people are pretty thin skinned, and, you know.
yeah.
I just hate to.
I beat you by
hate for
4.
people to say bad things about what's going on in the city, you know, I mean, it seems like it's
Yeah.
finally getting things done,
You messed up there.
and then people still want to bitch about something, you know.
I don't think you can ever make people happy. There ain't nothing you can do to make everybody happy.
They all complain, or not all, but so many people complained about the last administration. Now you get somebody who really wants to try to make things better, and that don't suit them either, you know.
You all messed up on that one.
I'll say people just want to complain.
Yeah, there's some people that just, when they get up in the morning, they're looking for something to complain about, you know.
You know, like the sidewalk down there at the park. We put it on Facebook saying, hey, anybody know, blah, blah. Well, then they wanted to complain in the comments about an assault that took place in the park. We both asked him, Jimmy, we both asked him to report it, and they're like, yeah. I called dispatch, they didn't have a record of anything. Nobody wanted to tell us who was the officer they talked to or anything, so how can you do anything if they don't want to tell you?
Yeah.
And I think it was just one of those mad because they think they were related to somebody who did the damage to the sidewalk, so it was just wanted to blame it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Messed up on that one.
When I called Cecily that night, she goes, I was afraid to answer my phone.
Daddy.
She said, I figured you saw it and you were calling to holler at me. And I
She
said,
did very
no.
well.
I said, Brent said
Yeah.
you did it very, very well. And she was like, yeah, if you were calling to holler at me, I was afraid to answer the phone.
You're doing it!
Again.
So how long do you think it's gonna be before we get another police?
I don't know.
12 years.
That's Rick.
Well, you're 0.
Oh, crap.
Well, he's busy at tic-tac-toe in there.
You over here.
Alright.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's alright.
Well, that's Big Ken's son, isn't it? Is it? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Alright.
Was he going to another big
He's going to
police?
sheriff,
Alright.
the sheriff's department.
Oh, he went to sheriff's department.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Boink. Don't do it! Oh, gosh darn it! Gosh.
I did.
That reminds
I
me
hate
to find
that.
out from Jimmy, I see something else, see if it took the paper, Katie's desk. So we bought
Oh,
these vests,
yeah.
both of the best ones, because it was custom made for KJ.
Mm.
So I said, they didn't take it there, they only, at least it was $500, we paid $600,
Hello?
had a year out of it.
Mhm.
Hello?
I didn't know they could make them. Like custom. Like
Oh
that.
yeah, that's, they size them like, that's the reason it took so long for us to get Davies and stuff, because he even had an old one he had from Cynthia or somewhere, and it was older, but not expired, everything, but expired.
I think his was
It was
expired.
expired, but yeah, they measure it to fit you the way it's gonna fit. That's the reason it takes them a little so long.
Okay, I wasn't aware. That makes sense
Yeah.
that they are custom, you know, like.
I mean, you can go
that.
buy some that are just generic, but I think now they find more that's more fit for your contour, shape, size, whatever it is. I guess it's more.
Hey, that's my number.
Especially now
Go
that
ahead.
it's thinner, so it's more electrical, but still.
It's your turn.
What you gotta do.
As far as I can tell, they never did call us.
They never did. There were no messages on the phone, missed calls, you know?
Could you deactivate KJ from the payroll?
I did, after I did.
Okay, I thought it was. More than I was like, no.
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we usually go back and look at the previous one and
I just wasn't sure, I'm like,
Check my
okay.
previous one again.
You changed that to Chad Bedard part-time?
Okay.
Okay. Alright. Brandon Fox.
No, and I was doing, entering benefit hours, I was doing those things.
I just random thoughts, like, oh, I'm KJ design or whatever, so I was like, okay. So I was asking him,
Oh,
I
you
was
wanna
like,
pick that?
where's his equipment at? You know,
Oh, here's this thing.
he's like the laptop
There
in
you
the
go.
car,
My turn.
the uniform, and everything else,
Thursday.
so.
No, I get,
He'll be here sometime.
I gotta get off there, I'm gonna meet
And
you.
big thing is weapons
That's all right.
And a tic
That's all
tac toe
right.
maybe.
I see you.
and keys to the building.
So,
Ready?
body camera, just a sign on it, and his rifle is good. But you can take that off the insurance policy. I don't know if it's changed or not. Not much. But yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna be.
No, they ain't.
You know, this is just a big, the serial number that's not in it.
I don't know, what was that on Facebook?
Yes.
I found it in my
Why
box. I saw it.
Yeah.
I went to Jim. So that's the reason you don't know. I'm not even straight to him.
Yeah, I'll be able to wait back down the,
I'll give you some
I
pointers.
can probably go
Yeah,
there.
you will.
Thank you. Wait. Take there.
You haven't loaded up your Wi-Fi yet. Every time you get on there, you gotta
I know a
reset
trick
it.
to this.
Oh, you done? Oh, it's on there.
Go to your settings and
Already did, Gary.
when you get on.
I said you can get on here by didn't
Beat
I?
you by.
That's up to mine.
I'm beating you by 14.
That's up to mine.
Okay, Jim.
Half of them.
So just switch sides.
How about now?
He'll be there.
I'm not like you, I don't have that data, I can't do it. So
No.
Well, he said we need service orders, we need that working.
You gotta step up your game.
We have to get much more training this month, didn't we? Up front.
Nope.
We didn't do newsletter or anything, did we?
The, Halloween.
Okay, you did it.
And that's what it was for,
It was all in color. And there were a buttload of those. I can't remember how many thousands of them. Several thousands.
Yes.
Right.
Did you do it? Alright.
Yeah.
Didn't want you to think you couldn't.
When you're married, this is, well, one was you had to work for, oh, that's what you were married to.
My, little brothers were.
There you go.
For those seats,
Yeah.
we would be.
You're welcome.
I'm not ready to do now, balls, that's just married.
no, Gary, that's why I'm showing you
There's
that.
no extra
Yeah,
for that
too.
house.
Not
It's
really.
working. I
Well,
think
he
it has
also
something to do with
did some stuff in the background too, so.
But the next time that it starts not wanting to pull through, I'm gonna have you go out and look and all that stuff that you cleared out.
Cause I
Make
told
sure there's
him
stuff.
about that, he says, well, look at that too, you're supposed to have a way to auto clear or
Good.
something.
Well, but if it starts doing it again, let's
Good.
help you remember.
Well, it was only $10 more than last month, with the bill, $455.
Well, and then the month before that,
It was 2 months.
I would have had.
You could have had either way.
September and October was all together in 1 month.
See, and I would have had taxes, I had taxes and I had payroll
I thought you was already divorced.
that I spent those 2 months, so that probably been equal to almost what I had with all
Oh,
those.
share the post, November the
But yeah, it
21st.
was,
All of those
for
last.
2 months, for September and October, black and white was 52,
4 years
15, and
ago.
color was 77,
It's been 4 years
42.
ago.
November, it was black and white 40, 89, and color was
What you
38.
doing?
I don't know. Trying to get you catched up to me.
Touched up.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do that
I'm
for?
way higher than you.
Shoot.
I don't think it's bad. I emailed Dion her invoice. I put it in the system, right click, take a payment.
I was
print
beating you
the
by
bill,
6.
And then,
December 15th,
yeah,
yeah.
she was like, "What is this?"
Okay. And I
I
got
have a
it
bunch of
going.
other change outs that I need to do, but I don't want to do one
Right
right
now, I'm
now.
telling you.
Who's on there? Who's the
Chapel
staff?
Hall.
Jim Center Realtor.
Like, because I have the old
Well, in
ones,
the
because
holidays,
we
and
need to
I
change out.
appreciate
It's
that.
not-
Only our pet died.
That was one too. Too
Yeah.
bad.
Oh, I beat
Everyone
him.
from here.
You want me to die?
All right, well, you want-
I know.
I'm hoping that I get to look at more stuff, depending, I have to do that survey, that has to get done. I'm probably gonna go on the 30th.
I was just trying to figure out the time in between and say, hey, blah, blah, blah. Have him look at the change out stuff.
Oh,
What are you
Yeah,
doing?
that is
I
scary.
mean, he
Don't
can't,
scare
well,
me.
but
Did you hear it?
you know,
So,
I'm gonna, I gotta finish that,
Oh, my
survey tomorrow. And
So
then work on my
much.
bills and.
You can take them home with you. Take them to school with you.
Wednesday.
Nope, that's $1.
And
Well, one
then
more is.
on Wednesday, they might,
Let's see if I make this one.
um,
I'll kill you.
Then I can ask questions
It's a big executive meeting, and
if you say that.
Those short
No,
videos.
why didn't we go home? We didn't get here.
there's not gonna be nothing going on.
President.
Yeah, so when you get, you don't buy. You know, you buy new yarn.
I was gonna go right home with you.
So weapons and
Me?
munitions, something good. We haven't gone in for
Open your mouth. Do it.
We want you to taste them. We found you to taste it. Yeah.
Bonfire like a dragon.
I think they're pretty good.
If you,
I drive.
did you get a game one?
I'm not all that hot.
Okay.
Were you gonna work on one or was that?
Yeah, well, I mean, good, because basically it's the same as.
You said we're gonna take them. I'll try to make something up for you, as you look at it.
No, we gotta make a motion back in session. We gotta make a motion to go back into session, no action taken. Motion by, I'll make a motion. Motion by Fred, second. Jim, all in favor? All right, no action taken. We have a second. Jim, all in favor?